my stilettos.
Welcome to the Stiletto Room, the unfiltered chat show where no topic is off limits. I'm Dina LaPolt, entertainment attorney, advocate, and tenacious trailblazer. Each week, I sit down with creative visionaries, iconic disruptors, and unapologetic originals to dive deep into work, life, love, LGBTQ plus journeys, social justice, and everything in between. So grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's get real. Because, baby, this is the Stiletto Room. Hi, welcome to the Stiletto Room. You are here with Dina LaPolt and one of my favorite people in the world, Morgan Wade. Welcome.
Thank you. Here with Uber Dina.
Uber
Good
Dina.
old Uber Dina.
I just drive you around wherever you want to go.
3 stars today.
3 stars?
We
Why?
put in the wrong directions.
Oh, well, that's
all
the
I
thing.
know is I kept looking at it. I wasn't saying anything to you, but like you kept passing all these streets, and it was saying. Originally, it said like 15-minute drive. I was like, cool. And then the next thing I know, it's saying 5 minutes, and you keep going past all these streets. I'm like, okay, well, maybe she knows something I don't know. And then I'm realizing, then it says 30 minutes. And then you're like, oh, no, I put in the wrong address. Oh. So.
I want to talk to you about, your path in music. I mean, you're in so many different verticals now. I mean, you have so many different passions between music, songwriting, now you're acting, and you are into bodybuilding and fitness and all these great things, and you're just going to teach everybody a whole bunch of shit about everything.
Yeah.
So first, let's talk about music, because that was your first passion, right?
Yeah.
Growing
Music.
up.
Yeah. I just, since I was young, really little, remember writing songs, poems, stuff like that. And no one in my family plays music. No one was writing songs. It literally, I was just doing that.
Wow.
And I don't remember a pivotal moment where I started doing that. It was just always like a thing for me.
Were you writing, you had a journal? You were writing poems in it?
I did. I had a journal, and then I can't remember what age it was. I had some people find it, and then they, they make fun of you. They read it and stuff. So I stopped. To this day, I don't write a lot of things down. I just memorize it. So I just would sit and memorize what I wanted to write.
Because of that?
Yeah, I didn't want anybody to read it.
How old were you?
Like 7.
Oh my God.
So I've always done that, but it was not, I didn't learn that from anybody, so I don't know.
Wow, so someone found your journal. These people who shall not be named.
Shall not be named. We won't name it.
Okay, and then you felt self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
So from that point, you started memorizing things.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you just started writing songs?
Yeah.
Did you get guitar lessons?
So I wanted to, my grandfather loves bluegrass music, and bluegrass music was really big where I was raised in Virginia. And he loved the fiddle. It was his favorite instrument. And so he bought me one.
Wow.
It was way too big. It was huge. So I was going to take lessons, and my
Is
mom
it like
had
a violin?
Yeah. So it was too big. And so we went and bought another one. It was a tiniest little thing you've ever seen. And Mom signed me up for lessons, and I get there, and it's classical Suzuki. And I did not enjoy myself very much.
Wow.
Can you imagine me? Because you had to, bow and do this stuff with your... I hated that. I hated it, every minute of it. Did not want to practice it. But every time I walk in for lessons, there was a guitar sitting up there. And I was like, I want to play guitar. That's what I want to do. The teacher told my mom, she'll never stick with it. Don't let her have a guitar.
What? Your teacher told that to your mom?
She told my mom that. And
How old were you here?
Like 10, maybe like 10 or 11, maybe 10. I was more like 10.
Wow.
And, of course, in my mom's defense, she was trying to get me to practice all the time. Like, please practice. Like, I'm paying for these lessons of driving you up here, and I get that. But I hated it.
Wow.
And so my grandmother bought me a guitar.
Wow.
She went and bought me a guitar, and I took lessons for just a little bit. I just wanted to play chords. I didn't want to learn how to read music. I didn't want to do any of that. I used to read music. I can't do that anymore. But I didn't care about that. I knew I was writing lyrics, and I wanted to be able to play guitar and just sit and do that. And so that's what I did.
So you play a lot by ear. Mm-hmm. So when you were learning guitar, you learned chords, and then did you listen to the radio to hear songs you wanted to play, and then you learned them? How'd you?
I didn't want to learn anybody else's songs, which is why I didn't want to take lessons. I didn't care about other people's music. I cared about mine.
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning.
Oh,
I didn't want to just sit and play unless it was something Elvis. I liked Elvis. But other than that, I didn't want to play other people's stuff. I wanted to do my own.
That's insane. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So growing up, did you have any artists that you liked?
Elvis. That was
it.
I discovered Elvis when I was like 7 years old. My mom and I lived with her parents, and I came home from school, and there was a VHS of Jailhouse Rock sitting on the table, and I was like, Mom, can I watch this movie? She's like, it's in black and white. I don't think you'll like it. And I watched it like 10 times that day. And my mom was just like, okay. And so they bought me more Elvis movies.
Wow.
And then I wanted to read all the books, and then she had to break it to me that Elvis is dead and he's not alive, and we would be going to see him, and it was like this. But I don't know. I was like obsessed with Elvis, and that's all I cared about. But then, I would ride around with my grandma, and we'd listen to, old school country.
Like
Loretta Lynn and, Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash, all these great artists. And so I grew up listening to a lot of that. And, it just kind of evolved from there.
That's a great story. Oh, my God. When I grew up, I was, like, obsessed with Joan Jett and Pat Benatar and the Pretenders, And then later on, like, the Indigo Girls that I didn't really get tuned into until law school. But that's incredible. Yeah. That you were, like, out of the gate, you were writing your own music. Do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
It was real. I think it's one of them that stands out in my head. It was a real positive one. You ready for this? Sometimes things make me cry. And then I remember I wrote, my dad was going through a divorce, and I wrote a song called Please Come Home to Me.
No.
And, so it was like stuff like that. I mean, I would just, people around me.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the first song that you wrote that got recorded, that you recorded?
Wow, that's a really good question. I'm wanting to say that I had a song called Left Me Behind that actually is on the last record I put out, The Party Is Over.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure that was like one of the first songs.
Wow.
That I recorded.
Wow.
But I had a whole demo-ish record that I had put out. I think it cost me $1,000.
Was that on MySpace? No?
God, Dina. Not MySpace. You bring it back. I wasn't allowed to have MySpace when I was in.
What was it?
It was on like SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Sorry,
whatever. MySpace.
You're like,
my
I wasn't
mom never
born
let
then.
me have MySpace. Which I'm glad she didn't. I'm glad she didn't let me have.
I was 5 when MySpace.
Yeah, I was pretty young when MySpace was a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you did that record, that demo. Was Candy from Strangers on that one too?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that song.
Yeah.
I'll never forget it. When I first met you and you're playing all these songs, and after the Joan Jett Alanis Morissette tour, I went to see you on some other shows, headline shows you did, and you're playing Candy from Strangers, and I'm like Shazamming it. And nothing's coming up, and I'm like, how do I get this song? Whatever. Like, thank God you re-recorded that song and put it on this record. It's such an amazing song. And the lyrics are incredible.
Right. Well, Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. Mama warned me about don't take candy from strangers, but she never warned me about taking shots from boys in bars.
Yep.
It's amazing.
She never did.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, resonated with me.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so growing up, you started playing guitar. How was that in school, growing up in school, and you were a musician and singing? Like, how was that taken? Your friends were supportive, or were they
I didn't talk about it.
What?
That was I was very you know, I had a kid tell me one time my voice was weird when I was in school young, and it wasn't like it's just kids being kids. It wasn't like a bullying situation or anything like that. It was just, you know, whatever, kids being kids, and I had someone say, "Ah, your voice is weird."
How old were you?
9, 8 or 9, you know, but that's stuff I've always been, you know, an emotional individual, and that just stuck with me. So it's like, cool, never singing again, never, and I didn't, and I kept that and that was the thing. I think that was the best thing to happen to me, just because I sang and wrote songs in my room, but I did it for me.
Wow.
And so now, even when I'm writing stuff, or, you know, we're going to make a record, I'm like, oh man, is this too personal to put on there?
Wow.
You know, because that's how I write. I write very personal and authentically, you know, whether it's about me or someone around me, but it's always very personal, because that's how I've always written, because I was the only one that was going to hear it. No one else was going to hear it, so what did it matter? You can write you can write as honest as you want to when it's just for you. If you don't think the world's going to see it, then what's it matter? And so that's how I try to always approach songwriting now. So I think that was a great thing.
If you could go back in time to where you are now and talk to that little 9-year-old Morgan Wade who was told that her voice was not good, what would you tell her?
I think I would be very encouraging, but again, I would say, hey, you should have that confidence, but it's okay to keep this to yourself, because again, it made me the writer that I am now. I look back and I'm like, okay, what if the people around me would have been encouraging and said, oh my gosh, your voice is so amazing? I might be on a different path now. I might have started playing earlier and been like, this is what I'm going to do, and things not worked out. I would not have experienced the things I needed to experience. Maybe I never would have picked up alcohol, and it's like, I think I needed to pick up alcohol and experience all of that to be able to write the songs that I do now and have that connection that I do with certain people. I think that obviously, I wish as a kid I would have had more confidence. I wish that I wouldn't have been so worried about what everyone else thought about me, and I would go back because I would go back and say, hey, the things that you're worried about right now are an afterthought, because you're going to have so many more problems one day. It just goes downhill from here. You should just focus on right now. No, but I would just want me to have more confidence and not be so scared all the time. I felt like I was, very scared, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to strip away that, because the cool thing about me, though, is where, my feelings were hurt, it didn't stop me from doing it. I just did it for me, because it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to do it publicly, but I like singing, and I like writing songs, so I'm going to keep doing that. In
Gosh,
private.
Looking back at that situation, which was to a 9-year-old kid, is devastating. But looking back on it, God, you talk about it like it was almost a blessing at some point, because you ended up getting really authentic with your songwriting, thinking that nobody is going to hear it. It's like when they say dance like no one's looking.
Yeah.
You know
Totally.
what I mean? Because your lyrics are so incredible. I mean, I think that's the thing. What I've noticed the most about your fan base is how much they identify with your songwriting.
Right.
And songwriting is the backbone of the music industry. I mean, without a good song, everything revolves around a good song. And you really, really, really have very incredible, authentic depth in your songwriting. It's always been like that?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes things make me cry. Like,
Wow.
you know, like, obviously, yeah. I mean, I've just always written, and sad songs are my favorite songs. I love a sad song.
Really?
I love a sad song.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, your song Hardwood Floors brings tears to my eyes.
Yeah.
Such an amazing song.
Yeah, I mean, that was another song that I wrote, and I'll write something and record it on a voice note.
Wow.
And then sometimes I sit on that a couple years, or I never use it again. You know, I just
Wow.
wrote it and moved on. And that was one that I sent to my guitar player, Clint.
Wow.
And he was like, hey, I think we should really record this.
Wow. So after that thing happened at 9 when someone made fun of your voice, when did you start singing again? What happened?
It wasn't until college.
What?
So, yeah,
Wow.
I was in college. It was my freshman year, and that's when I started drinking. And then I would start drinking, and the guitar came out because I had that courage. And so we'd be sitting at the dorm, and I'd play, you know, for my friends or whatever. And then they were like, this is great.
Wow.
You know? And
Wow.
then I went and met some men on Craigslist that needed a singer. I look back, I'm like, lucky to be alive. Luckily, all the guys were
Wow.
great, but went to this house.
By yourself?
I had two friends from college that were two females that were, you know, one of them was shorter than me.
Wow.
So we weren't, you know, yeah, it was real scary.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, and rolled up in there. And then fortunately, everyone was super cool, but I'm like,
Yeah.
dumb.
Wow.
When you're 19, you're just stupid.
Wow.
Rolling into that house and down in the basement, like, oh, you know.
Wow.
And then I just realized, like, I like this.
Wow.
I like playing. And I was, you know, I think sometimes back then, you know, it's like I had no money, you don't have anything, but you're hungry.
Right.
You're hungry.
Right.
And I think sometimes I have to pull from that feeling.
Where
too.
was that? Where'd you go to college?
Roanoke, Virginia.
Okay. So this was
Jefferson College of Health Sciences. I don't know if I think it's a different. It was a private college then, so it was
Wow.
more expensive.
What was your major?
I wanted to be a physician's assistant. So like,
Wow.
and that was what I was really interested in.
Wow.
And was on like kind of the track for that, and then
And you were drinking.
maybe I was playing music, you know, on the weekends at bars and stuff, and ended up graduating with a bachelor's degree in health sciences, and
Wow.
I think I had 3 minors. I couldn't tell you what those are off the top of my head. I don't know where my diploma is. So
That's
it's a
amazing.
great,
Because it's really, really relevant and needed right now.
totally needed. Totally. And I, you know, also it's just like, I think too, I was too young to go, you know, sometimes I look and I used to think, oh gosh, you have to graduate high school, immediately go to college. And I look back, I was like, my brain was nowhere near ready to go to college and be spending that kind of money on an education.
But it's worthwhile to just get out and just be kicked out.
No,
into the
totally. And
real world.
I'm not dogging it at all, but I know
Yeah.
for me, I was like, I just thought that's what I had to do, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
and-
we all think that.
Yeah, you think I have to follow the crowd and go
Right.
do this, and it wasn't what I wanted to do, and that's something that, you know, I've told many, you know, kids that are, you know, thinking about college and stuff, and I'm like, listen, you might change your mind and your major 15 times, and
Right.
that is okay.
That's right.
Do not stick with something because you think you have to. No,
That's
don't
right.
quit because it's hard. Don't just quit because it's hard, but you can change and be like, you can wake up one day and be like, I'm not going to be happy doing this.
Right.
Don't do it. And that's
Right.
totally okay. And I used to think, you know, you just have to go to college and that's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And so now I think it's really cool to see there's so many, it's so encouraging to see these kids be like, no, I want to start my own business and I want to do this. And I think we need a lot more of that as well.
Like
and so,
support.
yeah.
You know, it's so interesting because when I grew up too, that was the thing. You go to college And I'm dyslexic, so I couldn't even pass the SAT to get it to college. But the only reason I went to college is because I got a scholarship in music.
Wow.
My major was classical guitar.
Wow.
Well, that was my instrument. My major was music history, but I couldn't pass music theory because it's all math. It's like insane.
Yeah, a lot of math. I know.
The behind me music theory.
I know.
Yeah, it's hard.
Isn't that crazy?
So when you were in college, you're singing now because you found the beer and you're like, now I got the courage.
Found the beer, yeah.
Find the beer. And then you were majoring in this health sciences. So did you in your college, were you listening to stuff about alcohol and stuff like that when you were in college? Were you in these classes that were talking about that or no?
Yeah, I'm sure. But if I did, it went through one ear and out the other. Exactly. It wasn't registering with me. Exactly. Again, my brain was not very well developed yet when I look back.
Exactly.
Because, I'm also like I've thought about, getting a master's degree in something, going back. Just because I'm interested in learning stuff now. Whereas I think, when you hit 30, you're a lot. Hopefully, I'm a lot more smarter than I was, at that time. But no, it was going in one ear.
Well, when did you figure out that you had a problem with alcohol? How old were you?
I got sober when I was I think 22.
Wow, that's young.
22 or 23. Again, math's hard for me too. So
Great.
But I just knew that there were days I didn't want to drink, but I could not do it.
Yeah.
And that's when it used to be, I would be like, okay, we're only going to go drink on the weekend. And then it became, okay, we're only going to drink, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then it's like, Wednesday. And then it was just every day. It became just a thing. Like, I'm going to just drink, just gonna drink.
Yeah.
You just and then it really, like, I just started to kind of base everything around that. And then you just wake up and you don't know what the hell you did the night before. You don't feel good. You just feel gross. And that's when I realized, hey, my friends are my age and they're drinking, but it's not affecting them like it's affecting me. And they can go have a great time, and they'll wake up with a hangover, but they're not doing this every day.
Right.
And it's not they're not able to drink more and more and more and more, and it affect them less and less and less as it was me. I could hide it well. It was like I could drink a lot. And, I played a show in New York, and it was one of those things where, every band gets 25 minutes or whatever, and whatever amount of money was paid at the door during that time, you got that money or whatever. Yep. So I probably made $3, and but I just remember we had like beer tickets, and I drank so much in New York. I'd never been to New York, and hammered, and woke up the next day, and I felt the worst I have ever felt in my entire life, and it was like a just crazy depression feeling. It was like an out-of-body experience at the same time. I could never... I hope I never feel anything like that again.
Wow. Was that the last time you drank?
It was the last time I drank, because I just remember waking up that morning, and in my head it was like, it was just a suicidal feeling.
Wow.
And I remember that night we went to Penn Station. I said, can someone get me a drink? And I meant a water. But obviously everyone assumed a drink for me was an alcohol beverage, and so I had a beer. They brought a beer, and I took a sip of it, and I put it down, and I was like, this tastes...
Wow.
It just tasted like poison to me. And I left New York, and I was like, okay, I can't drink anymore. And I think everyone around me is like, all right, you're going to not drink a week or 2 weeks. And then I just started listening to, and I don't even know, it was just any podcast, random podcast I could find. And podcasts weren't as big then as they even are now. Like now there's so many resources, but I went and found random books about sobriety, and I was just trying to do everything I could and getting more into the gym. And then I bought sparkling water, and I hated it. But I was like, this is what sober people do. They drink sparkling water.
I love it.
You're going to, and so then now that's all I drink. You know, it's like go through cases a day. And I just stuck with it. And
you've been sober 8 years now.
8 years.
Wow. I'm 27.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird being 27 years sober. I got sober at 9 years old.
Yeah, right. Oh, Dina. Where's my little drum kit?
No, that's pretty incredible, you know? And then you, of course, I mean, it was hard, obviously, not drinking. I mean, being in the music business, it's like almost acceptable that everybody drinks. You know, I define my community of like sober people in the music industry, which really helped me. I mean, early on, by now I was a lawyer because I got sober much later than you. I was 32. And my first thing I went to, you know, I was like sober maybe 9 months, was South by Southwest. And I went to these meetings there with all these sober people, and they just like took me in. And they still have me to this day, you know what I mean?
Amazing.
Yeah, so how did you do it? You were already performing. You already knew this is what you wanted to do. And now you're sober. Did you find people did you change your friend group? Like,
I don't know that I changed my friend group. It just happened. Because, too, you know, but I didn't know sober people. I did not have sober people around me.
Yeah, so
and
how
it
did
wasn't
that work?
that anyone around me, I didn't have alcoholics around me. You know, I had friends who liked to go out and drink, but I can't do that. So it did change things, you know, for me. I think organically you just stop getting the phone call to hang out.
Right. So you spent, obviously, time alone.
I spent more time alone, but I was also, you know, I just knew for me, it's like you're going to have to learn to be strong and not drink.
Right.
You can't, alcohol's not going away.
Right.
You can't walk in a restaurant and be like, you guys need to get all these bottles out of here. No, you can't. And I was like, you want to play music? You're going to be in bars.
Yeah.
So you can't, it was like I couldn't shelter myself from it. Like I had to be able to go be around it and choose each and every time to not drink it.
I used to use it to my advantage when I was newly sober. I'd get on a plane when I had to fly somewhere, and I'd find the cutest flight attendant. And I'd go, I'm newly sober, and I'm really afraid to be on this plane.
Oh, my gosh. Dina, yeah, there's going to be some flight attendant who have been like, this bitch.
Yeah, but it's definitely a thing. I mean, if I had not gotten sober, I don't know what would have happened to me. You know, I'm not that person that can have like one glass of wine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't understand those people.
Yeah.
I don't get it, because I'm like, you could just have a sip.
Yeah.
And
some
then be
people
like,
go,
"Oh."
it doesn't taste that good. It's
I'm not gonna, and it's just like,
what does that have to do
I
with
don't know.
it?
I'm like, I would finish it even if it sucked. It's
Right,
like, it's here. I gotta drink it. You know, like I'm just saying, like I'm such an addict with a lot of things. It's like if there was, you know, a thing of Oreos in my house,
Exactly.
I would be like, those Oreos are in
That's
the cabinet.
right.
I need to go eat those.
I'd eat the whole box.
And it's just like I'm an addict through and through with, you know, and it's like there's certain things I think it's good to be addicted to and that are healthy. But
yeah, which brings me to where you are now. I mean, you are really passionate about fitness and health.
Yeah.
And nutrition. And I mean, I've learned so much from you, just like being around and watching you work out every day. What is your routine, like, especially being on tour? I love this, what you do. You got to share with everybody.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
I've learned that sometimes I have to sacrifice my sleep a little bit. When you're on tour, you're already just damn tired anyway. I mean, you just are. You're, especially, you know, sleeping on a bus. I don't sleep that great on a bus.
Right.
I mean, I don't. But yeah, I mean, we were just in Canada for basically a month, and the bus would stop at 4:00, and I would go. I have 100 gym memberships, but in Anytime Fitness is generally pretty spot on for me. I can go in, I can bench, I can squat, I can deadlift, I can do what I need to do.
Wow.
So yeah, I go in there, work out because I have certain things that I like to do every day, and then I have to do my cardio. So it's like I have to split the difference. So it's like, okay, you work out for an hour and a half, and then you do your cardio. So sometimes when there are two,
you do cardio after weights, right?
Yeah, and if I don't know if the bus, there's times that the bus will wait, and it's like we can't get to the venue until this time, so we're going to be sitting here for 4 hours. I'd rather just be moving, so I'll go in there and just do my workout and then play around in the gym for an hour like a lunatic, But I'll just get on the treadmill, finish up my cardio, and I'll just keep walking.
Wow.
Because it's like I want to stay moving. Because what people too don't know is, depending on where the bus is at, it's like, if you've got a show, you're not. I've got everybody that's with me on tour. They're working, so they can't walk me down the street for dinner. And sometimes it's like, you're kind of trapped on the bus. And you've got to go do this. So it's not like I'm getting to walk all day. So I have to do that when I can do it.
Yeah.
But
treadmill's a game changer.
Treadmill's a game changer.
Yeah.
And there were days that we had to get on a ferry. And so I remember one day I had to be in the gym if I wanted to work out 3 o'clock.
Wow. In the morning.
In the morning. I was in there at 3 a.m. I think I went to bed at midnight. Get up at 3, go to the gym, and shower in there, and then get on the bus, and then,
That's
I can
crazy.
go back to sleep, but it's like, it's important for me, and people will hear this and be like, that's dumb, why would you skip that day? He's like, I don't want to.
Do you ever skip a day? 7 days a week?
Yeah. I don't do the same thing every day.
Yeah, of course.
I do splits, I'll do, today I did back.
Okay. So you pick a body part a day?
Yeah.
So do you ever do one workout where it's full body?
No.
You just do it. Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, on a Saturday, so basically Monday I'll do chest, Tuesday's back, Wednesday legs, Thursday chest and back, Friday arms, Saturday I'll hit, some chest and back, and then on Sundays I'm lighter on Sundays, so I'll try to do a ton of pull-ups on Sunday.
Wow. And you're trying to get a Guinness World Record for that, right?
Yeah. So right now, I'm trying to schedule that date for next year.
How many pull-ups can you do in one day at a time?
In one, I mean, I don't know. There's some days that I'll go bust out 600 pull-ups.
Oh my God.
So I could do about 4.
Wow.
I think because I've gotten to where I'll do 6 pull-ups every 45 seconds.
Wow.
And I'll do that for an hour. I don't know the math on that.
That's
it's
incredible, Morgan.
I had my surgery, my preventative double mastectomy, and I couldn't really do a pull-up before that. I could kind of do a chin-up. I couldn't do a proper pull-up.
So this happened after the surgery.
And it really bugged me. Well, I was down for the count, and I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. And I was like, when you can't do something that you want, and you're you regret the times that you didn't. It's like, I had all this opportunity to be doing that, and I wasn't doing it.
Right.
And so I, after my surgery and I started healing, I was like, screw it.
Wow.
I got tired of, I'll also go, my friend Corey.
Yeah,
Gregory,
I want to talk about Corey.
Gym.
Where'd you meet Corey?
So I've always kind of followed Corey, his workouts.
What's his name?
Corey Gregory.
Yeah.
Max Effort Muscle.
Yeah.
And then now I'm part owner in that company, which I was really excited to have that opportunity because I believe in that. I don't rep a lot of stuff, have people send me stuff. And it's like, if I'm not going to use it, I'm not going to go try to sell that to anybody else.
That's very authentic, just like your songwriting.
Yeah, it's a, why would I do that? If I'm not going to use it, I'm not going to
do that.
I don't know. I know they do. But my thing is I'm very honest about, I know my fans are very dedicated.
Yep.
And why would I go be like, oh, I use this, mouthwash that I'm not going to use? I've had people send me products of stuff and I use it and I'm like, it's something to taste or whatever. And I'm like, this is disgusting. I could never do this. I don't want them to go spend their money on that.
Wow.
Like,
because they would if you're telling them to.
They would, and they'll be like, well, Morgan uses it. And it's like, yeah, well, so Corey is a man of his word. And, like, whatever Corey would tell me to do, I would listen to him, because Corey's not going to tell you about something that doesn't work, because he works his ass off.
Wow.
And anytime I'm having a rough go, I'll go hang out with Corey, and I leave, and I'm inspired.
Wow.
Like, from a business perspective, from a personal perspective, like fitness, everything. I always leave there. But I've been following him for a long time, and I just really wanted to get back into good shape. This was a few years ago, and I ordered some supplements, and I tagged him in it. And, of course, he hit me up, and if you need anything, let me know. And I invited him to a show, and then we just struck up a friendship there.
Wow.
And it's been really organic. I'm going to go see him in a couple days.
Wow.
And go work out up there. And
yeah, because you guys do a lot of things together.
Yeah, we
you
do.
were in a competition recently.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he's inspiring, and, everyone that meets Corey loves Corey.
Yeah.
He's very...
I've talked to him. He's great.
Yeah, he's a great dude. He's very motivating, and he's just worked. He built everything he had. He came from nothing, and he built it himself.
Wow.
He was like I think a third-generation coal miner. I might be messing that up. I think it was third generation.
Wow.
Yeah. And
what do you guys do for nutrition besides the protein shakes and stuff?
Yeah, and that's one thing that I struggle with, is getting enough protein. It's always been hard. It's, especially too on the road. But
me too, and I don't even eat red meat. But
you don't eat red meat?
No, but I have to make myself. Now I'm so educated on it.
I love me a filet.
I know.
That's when I'm home, I will go and I buy fillets,
and
I will make me a filet.
Do you eat chicken?
I'm not a huge chicken person.
Yeah,
I'll eat chicken fajitas. I love me some chicken fajitas. So, like, if I'm on the road, I can go somewhere and get that.
Okay.
And I know that's like, but I'm not a huge chicken person.
So filet, red meat.
I love a filet.
Okay.
I'll go get me a filet, and I can eat that. And then, when I'm out L.A., I'll eat as much fish as I can, because, you can get fresh fish out here.
What about carbs? Do you stay away from them?
On the weekends, like Monday through Friday, obviously I'll eat like a sweet potato with my dinner, or I'll eat greens.
I started eating sweet potatoes because of you.
Yeah, I love sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
But it's not like I'm hiding from the carbs. I just know that, like, just try to do less. I'm not eating like a bunch of rice and stuff like that, and I don't feel as good when I do eat that. But then on the weekends, I refuel. So I go have my cheat meals, and it's not like I'm, there'll be people go, she's starving or something. I'm not starving myself at all. Yeah. When you eat the amount of protein that I've got to eat.
Yeah, how many grams do you eat a day?
You're supposed to eat like 1 gram per pound.
Yep.
So
do you
I've got to get like 100 to... I'm supposed to get like 120.
Do you eat that?
I fluctuate between 150 and 120. It's hard. It's hard, but I have shakes. I make up with my shakes.
Yeah.
And I do, like, Max Everett has the I like the plant protein is my favorite, and that's what I tell a lot of people. And I'll too. The Ninja makes it's called a creamy. I think it's called a Ninja, like, creamy blender thing, and you like blend it up. I'll put some almond milk in there and just the protein powder, and you freeze it, and you can eat it. It tastes like a Wendy's Frosty.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, I would rather eat this than, other stuff. But then on the weekends, I'll go eat.
Do you ever have French fries?
Yeah, I have French fries. I love me some French fries. I love me some Taco Bell, and I didn't eat that great when I was on this last tour, because there were some days it was just very limited. But I'm like dialing back in. I can just tell my body just doesn't feel as good. I have a bladder condition, interstitial cystitis.
Wow.
And if I'm eating certain things, like a lot of carbs, starches, anything like that. It makes me not feel good.
You know, before I got really educated on the protein, you know, there were some days I look back that I was not eating any protein.
Oh yeah, it's so.
I'm
it's
thinking
so
like
easy
I'm
to
so
do.
healthy eating salads with chickpeas, and I'm like, you know, no.
I mean, men have this issue too, but obviously a lot of women. I think it's a lot easier for us to just like men typically love I mean the guys in my band, they love to eat beef and they love meat and stuff, so it's a little easier. They're obviously getting you know, more protein than
hanging out with a bunch of girls.
I mean, I could go out to lunch today and it could be 5 women and like no one gets anything with any meat on it.
It's true.
And I have to remind I literally, it's hard sometimes to get that protein in, but that is what fuels our body, makes us feel. It makes you feel so much more full.
And it builds muscle.
And carbs, you can eat all the carbs you want, but that just then it's gone. Like, you know, that energy, it's like a crash with it, and so it's
the first time I even had muscles is because I was lifting weights with my trainer and eating protein.
Yep.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, and in an ideal world for me,
I should have met you 20 years ago.
I know, Dina.
You know, when you were 4.
Well, I would have been like 10, but
okay.
I would have been very scared of you. Little hillbilly hearing this. I don't think I would have ever, probably at 10 years old, heard an accent like yours.
Well, let me tell you something. If I would have heard some little kid make fun of your voice, I would have fucking punched him in the face.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Dina.
My friend Dina was arrested for assault with a deadly fist when I was 10.
Towards a 9-year-old.
So let me just talk about this last record, because this is, you just put this out, you know, this year. And this re-recorded some of the songs from before. So this is kind of how you came up with the name of the album.
Revisited, yeah.
Yes, which I think is really incredible because you're sober now.
Yeah.
So there's 5 of those tracks that are on this album that you re-recorded, right? 5 of the Party's Over in the beginning?
They were all except for Hardwood Floor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. You're thinking about the deluxe that we put out. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. These were, you know, I think too, I've been in the process of writing a lot of new stuff for a new record.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
And I've been working on that instead of rushing it. And it's like I wanted to put something out. And I had all these songs.
They're amazing.
And I was like, I had a bunch of fans that really were excited. And this was more so a record for my hardcore fans, for the people who followed me from the beginning. That's who this record was for.
That's incredible.
This wasn't like, oh, this is a brand new record.
Right.
No, this was for the people that have been asking me, are you going to put those songs out?
Right.
This was for them. It wasn't, you know,
Thank you, because I was one of these people, okay?
But it was for them, for you. Is it, you know, like, okay, I'm working on other stuff and I'm working towards making a new record that, you know, the new songs I have for the next project I put out, I think are the best songs I've ever written.
Wow.
And I'm not rushing things this time.
How do you get inspired to write a song? Is it different every time?
Yeah, I mean, and it's, you know, I can only experience so much myself, and I really have watched other people around me and pulled from, you know, everyone thinks every song's an Easter egg. You know, they'll think that something's in it that I've, you know, come up with or whatever, that, oh, this symbolizes this. And it's like, no, I'm just writing. I'm writing, whether it's about me or if it's about someone else or people that I've watched. Like, it just is that. And I've just been writing a lot, and I've written a lot in the last, you know, year.
So you still don't write them down to this day?
I don't like to. You are not gonna.
That's
if
crazy.
Sometimes I will try have a pen and paper, and it just I can't do it. I can't do it. So I know
it's incredible.
The only times I get mad at myself is if I will dream something, and then I'll wake up, and I'm like, I'll remember this, and I never do. I never do, and that moment's gone.
Wow.
I'd written a song about my grandma years ago called Flower, and I remember I woke up in the middle of the night and I did write that one down. But I had that in my head in the middle of the night, and I woke up and I wrote it down. And I went back to sleep. And that's how that song.
Are your grandparents still alive?
Just on my dad's side, just my grandpa, and he is the cutest and super adorable. And then on my mom's side, my granny Becky and my grandpa Danny, they've been married for 49 years.
Wow.
And next year they'll be the big 50th, and I'm gonna have to
do something.
We got to do something big for them.
Special.
I cannot wait for you to meet them. You will meet them at some point, and it's just gonna be. You think I'm Southern? You wait till you hear my grandpa. Sometimes it's like I can't understand. It's so backwoods Appalachian that it's like crazy. And I met a guy at the Sono Awards the other night.
Okay.
And he goes, he was a British guy. He was super cute. And he goes, your accent, I love it. Have you always had it? It sounds very lived in. And I was like, yeah, I came out of the womb.
Was it Richard Harris? That sounds like something.
I don't know. I can't remember his name, but he was so sweet. And I was leaving, and he was like, and I was like, well, I mean, I think I came out of the womb running my mouth. So I probably always had it, but like,
it's very lived
I don't. My family's Southern, but they don't sound. I mean,
I met your mom. She does not sound like you.
No, my mom does not have that much of an accent. But if you bring her out here, compared to other people in LA, yeah, she's got an accent. Yeah. But I don't really notice it until I go back home and I hear everybody around me talking. I'm like, oh my gosh! And Southern accents, you just get louder and louder and louder. I mean, when I was drinking, the accent got louder and slower. Like, yeah. But I'm
glad I don't have an accent.
Jesus. Dina, your accent cracks me the hell up.
Hello, I'm Dina.
Dina, the lesbian lawyer to the stars. Now listen, here's what we're gonna do. All right? Okay? All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Like, that's you. That's what you call me. Be like, now I'm working. Listen, here's what we're going to do. All right? And I'm going to get Tom Dean on it. And we're going to, yeah. Poor Tom.
Poor Tom. He's on speed dial.
Poor
Tom, boots on the ground.
I love him.
Yeah.
Love him. God bless him. He works with you. God bless him.
He was my intern before he was even a lawyer here. And now he's one of my partners.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so he knows how crazy I am.
Dina, we all do. We all do. I mean, my favorite was at the other night. They were like, they pulled me over to like stand side stage, and then I looked and I was like, it's 30 minutes before I got to go on stage. I'm going to go sit back down. And they were like, oh yeah, we got to show a 9-minute video. I was like, the hell are they showing a 9-minute video? And it was 9 minutes of you. And I was like, this is so accurate. And it just started, and you're like, I'm Dina LaPolt, and I died. But it was so great, and the video was great, and
well, I'm so glad that you were there.
Yes,
yeah,
and
really
only for you, Dina, because I'm not gonna lie, I hate a lot of shit like that.
No, I know,
but that was good. It wasn't. Yeah. It was not bad. I always get. I think that stuff makes me more nervous and anxious than anything else. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. I think it's when you're around peers and like industry people. It feels more pressure, maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Every artist I've ever met,
that stuff makes it. Yeah,
100%.
I don't know why that is. Because it's like I just got off the Shinedown run playing arenas, and that did not make me nervous. But it's and I think too smaller. Like if I go to my hometown and I do something intimate, like there's a place called the Floyd Country Store. Mm-hmm. I love it. But, there's like maybe you can fit 100 people in there, maybe. And we did something in there. I was more anxious for that than I don't know. It's just.
Because they really know you.
Yeah. And it's
wow.
Yeah.
No, there's nobody that likes, it's very stressful playing these industry events, award shows, galas. It's stressful.
And I'm old because when we were sitting in there, we walked in to sit at the tables. The speaker was like right here. It was very loud. It was very loud, and I'm like, am I 90 years old? I want to go like, can you guys turn this shit now?
I mean, I think it was so incredible with Paul Anka. That was incredible.
Amazing. I didn't know that was happening.
He wrote that. I know.
Well, I didn't know he was there, and so great.
I got a picture with him.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
There was so many really cool people, and
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, it was really meaningful to me that you were there.
Yeah, no, it was the Dina. It was the Dina show.
You know, you got to fight for the people that need fighting for. I mean, songwriters are the most marginalized people in the music business.
Someone got up and said something, and I really appreciated it. He said, I can't remember who it was, but he was like, just because you sat in a room with someone who wrote a song doesn't mean you need a damn cut of that song. And that I so agree, because I was thinking to myself, if I went and sat down in a room with, you know, 3 other really talented writers and I didn't speak a word, I don't deserve, and I would not be able to live my life being like, oh yeah, I wrote this song when I had nothing to do with it. And it, you know, now I have you and I have more, you know, knowledge, but you know, there's some sessions of stuff that I've done when I was starting out, and I knew there were people that were in there that didn't speak. They didn't do anything, and they're like credit, and it's like
every single a successful artist and songwriter has a story where someone stole their intellectual property. And you know, this is what it is. You can't be a little pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not.
You're right.
So if you didn't write the song and you got your ass name on the copyright credit, you stole somebody's copyright. That's just how that is.
I mean, it just basically, it was like my mom called me when I was in the session. Does she get a writer's credit too? Because there's people in here that, and I didn't know that if you roll up and there's 15 people in the room, they all get and it's like, no. And I just don't, that ruined my taste for co-writing for a bit, and then now I'm getting back into it. And it's, I've written with some amazing people, and the stuff that's made my records that I've written, everyone that's on there has written. You know, like the Psychopath record I wrote with some really amazing people, and all of them were amazing songwriters, and I was honored to be in the room with them. And so I've not put anything out that was people that they didn't, that it wasn't an equal share, if that makes sense. I've just had situations, because I don't want people hearing this and be like, oh, who? No, I've never put anything out with people that we didn't, you know, equally come in and work hard. Because
unfortunately, a lot of songwriters can't say that. Like Justin Tranter, he's very, you know, public about it. He doesn't say names, but he definitely talks about early in his career where his mom was helping him support himself. And he had to, you know, there was cuts that people wanted on the records, and, you know, he'd have to give up a piece of the publishing, but he needed to support himself. You know what I mean?
It's, I don't know. I just would never, for me, I wouldn't feel, I don't know. That's kind of embarrassing.
Well, back then, let me just tell you. So now, thank God, songwriters have a voice. And Songwriters of North America has ensured that songwriters have a voice. So they're very, very vocal about saying this is not okay. And it's only been in the past 10 years or 15 years max where songwriters can speak out against that, okay? I remember I represented a songwriter who had some really big hits in the 90s, and I started representing her in the 2000s, and she did an interview in Songwriter magazine where she said that. And she said, these songs, and you know, people have credits that didn't even write the song, and she was ostracized from the music business. Ostracized.
For speaking up about the truth, for telling the truth.
Ostracized. And her manager called me very upset. You know, I wish she didn't say that. Her career's in the toilet now. Now, songwriters can say that, you know? They've been given a voice, and that's important.
I think I didn't really, you know, the other night talking, I didn't realize, I don't think it had really occurred to me, even though I was in that boat of health insurance. I never thought of it like that. And I'm like, no, screw off that I'm over here making you guys all this money, all this fucking money, man, and you can't provide health insurance? Come on. If I've signed a 5-year deal with you, whatever it is, for 5 years, I should have health insurance through that, because it's a job. And I think people are like, and I am very blessed that I can,
Yep.
get health care.
Insurance.
I
Yep.
am blessed, but it's still not cheap.
No.
And like now I'm lucky because of the acting stuff. I'm able to get SAG health insurance.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that.
Let me tell you, it was
But-
a big thing during the pandemic. It's like the executive director of Sona, Michelle Lewis, called me during the pandemic, and she had just gotten a call from a prominent Congress member who had been working on the COVID relief legislation, and he said, I don't think this covers songwriters. And she sends it to me, and I go, it doesn't cover not only songwriters, but no independent contractors. And, and we were involved in getting that done so all these independent contractors could get health coverage, and get their, unemployment benefits during the pandemic, which they weren't able to get, you know what I mean, had we not been involved in that.
Yeah, and I think, too, it's just so crazy, and it's not, it's also like I employ a lot of people. I have a whole band, and it's just like, and they each, there has to be these
Well, here's
things
the other thing, too. In the beginning when we started Sona, we were like, well, let's try to unionize. But the essential element of unionizing is that you don't own anything. So I said to the songwriters, this is not an option because we own all of our intellectual property.
Yep.
And you can do deals where you give other people ownership, like record companies and publishings, but you start out owning exactly what you create. Yeah. Whereas, as you know, because you're also an actor, you sign an acting agreement, you own jack shit. You own nothing. Like that's why I'm so happy. Like when my clients want to act and they could tap into the health insurance from SAG-AFTRA is really, really great. Yeah. We're trying to figure that out, that exact same thing for the music community.
Right.
That's our next goal at Sona is to have that framework for actors and writers and directors to also apply to songwriters and music artists.
It doesn't make sense why it's not.
Yeah.
And you don't. And what's so crazy is that it's been looked at as being so crazy to have that it wasn't even crossing my mind until the other night. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why does that not make it? It's like you get a job, and being at a record label or whatever, that's a job.
Right.
Being an artist is a job.
You're right.
I love my job. It's a great job.
Yep.
Very glad I have that
it's
job.
3 full-time jobs.
But and it's like when you go and you get a full-time job somewhere, you get health insurance. And it's crazy, and hopefully in 2 years we won't be having these conversations.
That's right.
It'll be like an afterthought. Be like,
That's
remember when we couldn't get
We're going to manifest
health
it. Do you hear
insurance, but
that?
it's
Health
like,
insurance.
And it's, damn, health insurance is expensive. I went to the, which even having my own there, now I'm fortunate enough, and I've got the SAG, and it's been great, but it's like, I just didn't, and that's why a lot of artists, and tours are big. You have the crew, you have everybody. It's just like down to the lighting and the merch, and it's like it's not just the people on the stage, it's behind the scenes that don't have that stuff, and it's like they don't go to the doctor.
Right.
They really don't go to the doctor because it's like it's too expensive. I can't afford it, and it's so sad to see that's a thing.
Right.
But it's like,
so we're fighting for health insurance for songwriters and music creators.
Yep.
It's
Amazing.
Non-negotiable.
So
you, I love that. I don't know for you, but for me, I have my 5-year goal for Morgan Wade, which is arenas.
Right.
Like, I really believe that you'll probably be one of the biggest artists ever in the United States, and then they could look back at this podcast and say, wow, these two
lunatics over here, they did it.
On that creepy little podcast.
I like
that
how
went
everything,
nowhere.
I love how everything you say, you call it the creepy little, you'll be like, this creepy little person, this creepy little thing, and you'll be like, all right. And then one day, it's me, it's creepy. She'll call, she'll be like, it's me, it's creepy Dina. And I'm like, you're damn right. It is creepy fucking Dina on the line right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you're acting, you're, all these great things that are happening for
hopefully
you.
by the time this comes out, I've been able to talk about some other stuff, and if not, well, then we'll get to talk about it at some point. But yeah, I've been working on a lot of other stuff that I think people are going to be surprised about in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, the depth of you is incredible. Like, not just the songwriting, which your fans see, bird's eye view into that, but, you know, just as far as, like, who you are as a creative person, there's no end. There's no end. You know, there's so many verticals to Morgan Wade. It's really incredible, and it's exciting to sit here and watch this roll out. I'm so honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, no, I am
glad
you're here.
I'm glad I stalked you until you let me represent you.
I would just never, I just remember being like, who the hell is this crazy lady over here? Who is this lunatic?
Yeah, every now and then, you know, this is like, I'm still in my passion, but you come across, I mean, I've been in music since I was 13 years old, and that's my passion. So every now and then you run into a songwriter or an artist that you listen to what they're doing and just incredible, like, resonates with you, and you're just like, I want to be involved. I love this. I see this vision.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question: if you could pick one person in the world, living or dead, who you'd want to have dinner with, who would that be?
Let me do a dead person, and then let me do an alive person, all right?
Okay, yeah.
Dead person, Elvis, obviously.
Wow.
Just because I'll always be in love with Elvis. And, I mean, died too young, and he's Elvis. I don't really have to say anymore.
And he was so taken advantage of in his career.
Fuck Tom Parker.
Talk about giving away copyrights that you...
And, you know, like, he never got to go to Europe because...
Wow.
I think it was Tom Parker, the Colonel, couldn't go there. And so he never would let Elvis go. I mean, can you imagine the fact that Elvis Presley never went out, that he could only go to Hawaii?
Right.
You know, that was, you know, anyways. So, alive, I think, honestly, I would really, really, and this is someone that I would really... I'd like to sit down with Taylor Swift. Because one thing that I just think is so incredibly cool about her is, you know, when I was 12, 13, you know, that Teardrops on My Guitar and Tim McGraw, like, those songs came out, and I just remember, you know, just being amazing. And then, you know, you've seen this, but now I have young siblings who are 12 and 13. And they're huge Taylor Swift fans. And, you know, it's like there's 18 years difference between me and those kids. And isn't that crazy to see, like, this is just, you know, she's still, I mean, she's even bigger now than she was then, but it's just so cool to see, you know, a lot of people don't stay relevant that long. And look at her. She's the biggest star in the world, and she's smart. She's very incredible. Yep. She is one of the hardest working women.
Absolutely.
She deserves everything. Obviously I've never met her, but I know people that know her, have been around her, and they have nothing but amazing stories to tell about her. And I don't know, I just think if I sat down and had dinner with her, I would leave feeling so inspired. Just because, you know, she talked about the other day that she doesn't care, and it's okay if people don't like her music. And it was just to hear that. You know, it's Taylor Swift talking about those things. I don't know. She's brilliant. I think she's really brilliant. And, you know, I think...
You know, I heard from some of my colleagues that work with her, when she was 13, like, her family moved to Nashville because she was just so passionate about music, and she was songwriting a lot like you.
Is it weird that I would like to also have lunch with her mom, because her mom seems like the coolest woman, too? And I love their friendship that they have.
And the support. Can you believe parents that would listen to their 12, 13-year-old kids and move across the country because the kid has a dream?
Yeah, it's amazing. That support. I don't know. It's just so cool to have that connection with my siblings now, and I would just want to tell her, hey, thank you for that, because I was just, you know, I've always been a huge fan of hers, and to see that as a 12-year-old for myself, and then watch my 12-year-old siblings, enjoy her too, and us be able to share. I don't know. It was really cool for me because there's not a lot, the artists that I would have been listening to at that age generally wouldn't be the artists that my siblings would be listening to as well. I just think it's really cool, and I just really respect her.
Well, let's manifest it.
I respect her as a I mean, that girl, she works.
Yeah.
She's smart. She's very smart.
Yep, very smart. Well, Taylor Swift, you heard it right here on the Stiletto Room. We're going to have lunch.
You heard it from Creepy Dina.
From Creepy Dina. You're going to have dinner with Morgan Wade. Anyways, great to have you on.
Yes.
And I just love you.
Yeah, I love you too, Dina.
Oh, big hug.
Big hug. Not real hugs, not.
You heard it. Thank you for tuning into the Stiletto Room. Morgan Wade, you could reach her at Morgan Wade Music and follow her everywhere. She's amazing, and I'm sure that everybody in the world will know her name in a matter of a couple of years. Goodbye.
My stilettos.